Hey guys! So today's video is going to be about kind of taking something that you've seen somewhere and then kind of mixing it up a bit. So I've taken one of the ideas from the our demonstrator magazine, and so those of you who are demonstrators, you'll get the the magazine that comes out, and those of you who are not, in the annual catalogues and the spring, summer, seasonal catalogues, there'll be tons of ideas in there. So let's get going. Oh. So I've got some glue dots, some dimensionals, I've got just a plain piece of Whisper White, I've got crumb cake card, which is, I'll give you the measurements for as we go, I think. That's the card base. I've got this little strip of it as well, and I've got this cardstock, which actually comes out of the Project Life, what's it called? Memories in the Making Project Life specialty card collection. Now I believe this was in the celebration, and my upline actually got this to me, so that was very sweet of her. So I'm using a piece of the card. I used the 4x6 card in there to cut it and cut it down. I've then got some twine. This is just twine I had. It was, sometimes you've got to use what you got. I've got a corner chomper, I think I said that already, but you could use any corner rounder. I've got a stamp that comes out of the Picture Perfect stamp set, and this I believe is also in the spring summer catalogue, but it's awesome. There's a two-step stamping, and I've done a previous did I do a previous video? I think I did a little video just to show you what you could do with these, like how they work. And then I've also done a scrapbook page, which should be up on my blog, so if you want to see that. I didn't do a video on that one, it would take too long. And then I'm also using the two solid butterflies from Watercolour Wings, which is in the main catalogue, as well as the bold butterfly die set, which coordinates with this stamp set. I think that's it. Yeah, so let's do this. Right, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is just go through the sizing and everything. So the sizing for this piece, I've even written it on here because I thought, well, if I'm doing a video I can tell you guys in the video what sizing it is, but obviously if you've got any questions, just shout. So this piece of cardstock measures 8.5 by 5.5, and then when you fold it in half you've got 4 1/4 by 5.5. So that's your base card, so that's the actual card if you like. And then this piece, which I couldn't remember, measures 3/4 inch, 3 3/4 by 4.5. So 3 3/4 on the short side, obviously, and then 4.5 on the long. So, and if you'll notice, it's got like a resist already on it. You can do this with clear embossing powder or a white embossing powder to create a resist when you add ink. So I'll show you how to do that today. So there's that. I didn't show you the ink, did I? Silly me. I'll show you that in a minute. So that's the piece that's going to layer on top. Can you see where I'm going with this? And this little piece here, I know seems like a really widgy little piece, but I actually used the stamp to kind of work out how big I needed this piece, and I'm going to do something with it as well. But this measures 3/4 inch by 3 inches. So those are all the layers. So let me first get some ink. Hold on. So these are the inks I've decided to use. I'm going to use Melon Mambo, I'm going to use Old Olive, and I don't have the classic pads for the neutrals yet, so I'm going to use a Memento. We do sell the black Memento, Tuxedo black Memento, but I do have a brown one, and I think a brown would go quite well with the crumb cake. So let's get that out of the way then. I think the first thing I'm going to do is die cut the piece that we need. Let's turn this around this way. Can you see? I think you can. Haha. So this is my Big Shot. I have had this for a few years now. So for me, it's exactly the same machine as the one we sell. So I didn't think that there was any need to actually buy a new one. I do have the extended plates, but you will get the sort of normal size plates when you when you buy the Big Shot through me. And what we need, and it does have all the instructions on here, so it's quite easy to follow. But again, if anybody has any trouble, just leave me a comment, or there's a contact form on my website. So what we need to do is we're going to put down one of these, and yes, mine is very well loved. I'm going to put one of these down, and these are the plates that will help to, so you don't ruin your platform. It helps to sandwich it and gives it the right depth, so that when you roll it through there, it can actually die cut the piece that you're trying to die cut. And then there is another one that will go on top. So what we need for this is, I've got the white cardstock in there. I'm just going to get the little butterfly, and I'm going to use this little guy. Isn't that cute? I'm going to use just one of these. Oh, I'm going to put the plate on top. Oh, I should have said that a bit better. There is like a raised side to this. If you've never done this before, there's a raised edge to these dies. That's the bit you're going to put into your cardstock. That's the bit that's going to cut out. Now I do have another technique where you can actually do that. If you've got a few other bits, you can actually make it emboss, so you'll be able to take your dies to like a whole new level. But I'll show you that in another video. So I'm just going to roll this through. Sometimes you've got to have muscle. Right, let's get that out of the way. I'll show you how to get that out there in a minute. Get that over there. Sorry guys. Right, so we do have a it's like a little sponge thing and a little roller. It's like a brush roller, and it will, if you put that face down, you see how it's all stuck in the die. If you put that face down into that and roll over it, it will just pop it out. But because I don't have that yet, I'm just going to find, if I can, I'm just going to use a pair of tweezers, and all I'm going to do is all these bits here, there's little holes in here, and you're just going to pop them through, but it will start to come out on its own anyway, and then it should be able to lift down. Look at that. Ta-da! Oh, sorry. Yay! So there's our butterfly. I'll just get that out of the way for now. Shimmy it out the way. So on the butterfly, I'm going to take a piece of twine. I'm not the best at doing this kind of thing, but we'll see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? And I'm going to somehow just kind of wrap it round. And yes, I have way too much of this here. I'm going to attempt, she says, to do a little bow. Huh, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Going to trim the edges. You can leave them longer if you want, you know, entirely up to you. It's a little paler than I wanted it, but it's still, you know, I think it's still going to be kind of cute. We'll see how it turns out. Right, so that's the butterfly done. So let's get the stamping bit. So now I'm going to take this little piece and my brown ink, whatever brown ink you've got. Like I say, I'm using my Memento at the moment. and I'm just gonna, you see I've got everything everywhere, and somewhere in the middle I'm just gonna stamp it as straight as I can. Not bad. Stamp it like that, and then have another pair of scissors. Yep, you'd be surprised. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up the middle, and then from the corner to that middle bit I'm going to, if it will let me, just go there so it makes like a little V. So I'm going to do the same on this side. Oh, maybe I need a better pair of scissors, that would be useful, wouldn't it? Right, so then what you have is this little banner type thing. Now we do have some banner dies, so check out the you know, all the details on my blog and website. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to round 2 of these corners, right, so that's now as ready as it's going to get. So I've got those. Now, fun bit, haha. So I think I'm going to have the little butterfly in the pink, and I think I'm going to use this bit of scratch paper. So making a racket now. Where is it? Where'd you go? Oh, here. So we're going to start with the big butterfly. If I can get it off. Just gonna, and I'm going to have the big one in Old Olive. Just going to ink it up. Nice and juicy. Ugh. And I'm going to have it kind of like that, I think. Now, in theory, what should happen is that the other ink should resist. Oh, where have I put that now? Hey guys, sorry, technical error. And this one I'm going to have about there, I think. Yeah. Right. So what I did on the first one is I just took a piece of paper towel, and you see, and I'm just going to very carefully rub off the bits that it will resist. Oops. Okay. Right, so do you see how, although this has taken quite a lot of the colour, it's kind of resisted the paler areas, which I thought was pretty neat. Now that's obviously taking the full colour ink straight to the piece of resist. So another way to do it is to use a sponge dauber and sort of lightly do that over the top, and that might work out a bit better, so it won't be quite so dark or intense. So, got that going. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn it over on here just in case it is a bit wet. Just in cases. Oh, where'd they go? They're over here. and take some. So from being a quick video, it's turned into a really long one. So, if you're still here, I thank you for staying this long. You have the patience of a saint. Right, so I'm just gonna and I've just used some dimensionals on the back here. Bring my card in. And I'm just gonna get it somewhat straight on the spine of the spine, the spine, yeah, the folded edge of the card, so it'll open like so. I've still got some smudgies going on here. What's going on there? Oh, I'm going to call it character. That's what we call a lot of things in our house. Now, let's see. I'm going to take another no, I'm not. I'm going to use a glue dot. Sorry guys, this video is all over the place. All over. I'm just going to use a little glue dot. I'm going to stick her out there, I think. And you can lift the wings if you want it to. Some dimension. Some more dimensionals on this little sentiment. And we're just going to stick this. I don't want that. Out there. You are made of wonderful. Isn't that a sweet thing to say to somebody? You are made of wonderful. And there you have it. Like I say, it's been a while. And I've not been well. Which I know is not your worry, but just so that you know that I'm not, you know, MIA on purpose. So there you have it guys. Quick, simple, easy to do, easy to recreate card that you could give to a loved one, to a friend, you know, for any or many occasions. Sometimes people need just a pick-me-up, and something like that would be really lovely for someone. So there you have it. Have a great day guys. Bye!